It was very hard at times to live with Scott and his addictions. Watching him not just kill himself, but the relationship between him and his kids. It got to the point where me and Scott really didn't have much of a relationship. And his best friend was his beer bottle and his best friend's garage. He wasn't an active father. And as time progressed, I just began to look for other people, my mom. I turned to different people trying to look for support. And it got to the point where I just found another man. And then I left Scott. And I tore apart my family. And it was hard. It was hard to watch my family get torn apart because of alcohol and drugs. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. So I couldn't understand what he seen in it that I didn't.
As far as typical problems or challenges that we do have with the residents when they come into the home, I guess they're not a lot different than what they would be in just everyday life. When they come in, we previous to them coming in for an interview to gain access to this house, we give them the list of all the rules of the house, the do's and the don'ts, so they know they're pretty familiar with what goes on here before we do interview them. And of course, at that point, they're ready to tell you exactly what you want to hear, and it's very hard to judge because in reality, most alcoholics are cons from the start, and they will con you in lots of cases. And lots of times the person that you think is going to fit in here the very best and going to really do a good job can be your biggest headache. So we really have no way of knowing.
Yeah, one aspect of living at 9 North that was really helpful to me was there's a committee of citizens and members of St. Vincent de Paul, and they also acted as individual mentors for the clients in the house. And in my case, it was particularly helpful. These people weren't necessarily didn't necessarily have addiction problems themselves, but they were productive people and they were successful people, and they were good examples for us as you know, trying to put our lives together and what constitutes a good and productive life. And these people were there to giving back to their community, and I found it personally very helpful, and it gives the house overall a sense of stability and connectedness with the larger community that is just absolutely essential for recovery as far as I'm concerned.
I became involved in the mentoring program from my beginnings with this St. Vincent de Paul. But the mentoring program is really a opportunity for the people on the board to interact with the clients in the home and to provide, certainly to reinforce the structure of the home, but more importantly to provide some support for each member of the home on their journey, and to travel with them on their journey throughout this stay. The mentoring program is a little bit unique, and certainly unique to St. Vincent de Paul homes. And the purpose in putting the mentoring committee together was really to bring a face to our home, to provide a little more interaction between the clients in the home and the board. And so through that we've been able to support our clients in the home and get to know them a whole lot better and give them what the individual need, address their individual needs that they may have.
Living in a household, there are rules implemented, and some of them are liked, some of them are not liked. But in all honesty, these rules are implemented for a reason and for our own good. One rule, for example, is having a significant other. Now, a lot of people didn't agree with that, but in the bigger picture, we're here to work on ourselves rather than a relationship. We're here to improve our lives. As it's been said, if we can't look after ourselves, we can't look after anybody else. So looking after ourselves and the fellows in the household is number one.
During my stay here, I was given the opportunity to be the staff rep. That is, you're in charge of day-to-day operations in the house itself. And when new people came into the residence, we emphasized with them that this was an opportunity. We could not provide the motivation. They had to provide the motivation, but this was the opportunity for them, if they were serious, to gain some kind of sobriety in their lives and to improve the quality of their lives. At times there was some resistance from certain members, and they had to see that, you know, this house was here as a support. And again, it was important for them to be motivated in terms of their own recovery. And in that light, this house would provide all the support that it could to that end.
I had the opportunity while I was here to start to go back to school. And that was one thing that I wanted to do also. The meetings, we're required to go to 30 meetings in 30 days. I didn't have a problem with that. We are required to do 5 meetings a week. I didn't have no problem with that also. I believe that you get out what you put in.
During my stay here at 9 North, the neighborhood and the neighbor friendliness was an extreme welcoming back to society. We were out on the porch one day discussing about we needed a new barbecue, and the next morning there was a knock on the door, and the neighbors actually gave us their old barbecue because they just had bought a new one, and in return me and one of the other fellow residents here cut down their tree. And all the time at Christmas or any holidays we would receive cookies and baked goods, and you know, they actually became friends. We could talk to them in the morning when they're out getting ready for work. We would talk to them, and also it helped us to be able to reply back to people's friendliness by sending cards and letting us feel part of. Yeah, it was just a very great experience, and we were very well treated. And they didn't look at us as people with addictions. They just looked at us as people that were their neighbors, and in turn, it was an excellent feeling.
When this home was when we were first advised that this home was going to be a group home for people who had problems with addictions, the whole neighborhood was a little concerned. There was young kids on the street. We were all concerned about that. We were invited to an open house, and all of the neighbors went to it. Had a nice little tea and cake type thing. They sort of answered most of our questions, but we were still skeptical. But as it has turned out, these have been the best neighbors we have in the whole street. They're very helpful, they're very friendly, they abide by the rules, there's no fighting on the streets, and you know, we don't, they're very quiet neighbors. They talk to us all the time, you know, they say hello, they wave to us. My poor old dog here, she just thinks it's great over there because she goes and gets petted all day long. When they're out on the step, she's out, she goes to get pet. So they have proven to be a fantastic group of guys. Even though there is quite a turnover, they're all very, very friendly fellows, and I'm quite happy that house is there.